back once again. It has been a long time since we have last seen a Cowboys game. Been too long, but just like life goes by fast, to me at least, saw season went by fast. Now, I don't know if it's because I was busier than usual or what, but man, from January to now, hey, we is here, y'all. We back on the grind. Another season, another day, another training camp, another practice, all taking it one step at a time, man. So y'all know with these Cowboys, man, there's always something going on, y'all. There's always something going on. And we're gonna talk about it. We just gonna stop by. We gonna talk about it, man. Oh my God. You know, looking at the training camp, right? Paying attention to the lives, paying attention to the film and seeing what's kind of going on, getting the feel, right? Now, y'all know, man, you won't truly know till them pads come on, right? If you really want to know something, gotta wait till them pads come on. But from what you see, but just because we're not in pads doesn't mean that we can't go ahead and get a feel for what's to come and things of that nature. And so, looking at Cowboys training camp, including all the offseason acquisitions, I've noticed we're a lot bigger. I've noticed that we're a lot faster. And that's a good thing. Big and fast, it's a very good thing, right? And the emphasis, as we can see, was toughness. Toughness was an emphasis. Toughness was an emphasis. Being smarter also was an emphasis, as we know with the Kellamore firing. You know, it's going to take for a while for these people to realize, man, that man wasn't no guru. Because a guru doesn't get beat by the 49ers pretty much in the same fashion 2 years in a row. A guru going to take that lesson the first time and understand it, learn from it, and adjust. But as we can see that guru never adjusted. So we are happily moving on from the Kellamore era, and we are happily embracing the Mike McCarthy era, and we are hoping that this Mike McCarthy thing can last for a while, because we've been wanting this. We've been wanting old Mike McCarthy to call these plays, or Freaky Mike, as Jesse Hawley would call him, to call these plays. And now we got our wish. So I guess, man, dreams do come true, don't they? You know, we had to pull a dragon tails, y'all, man. We had to be like, I wish to fly with dragons in the land of heart. We had to sit over there, touch on the stone, just to get old Mike McCarthy to call some plays. And now, there's been one notion talking about running the ball. As Jermichael Finley touched on it in his interview with Law Nation, we ain't running no ball, and we knew that we're not running no ball. Our emphasis is not going to be on running the ball. I believe that emphasis was running the ball because of our previous offensive coordinator, to help keep not only Dak Prescott for trying to do something boneheadishly, but your offensive coordinator for doing something boneheadishly. But now that you got a real offensive coordinator, right? We're gonna air it. Now we're not gonna just abandon the run game, and if it's working, I know Mike for sure Mike McCarthy's just not gonna abandon something that works. But we're gonna be pass first, run second. We always talked about running the ball, but I don't believe that will be the emphasis, especially with all these wide receivers that we are taking. And one thing I for sure seen at that wide receiver position that's more evident is speed, especially with the addition of Brandon Cooks. And we're gonna talk about all that, y'all. Oh yeah, we're gonna talk about all of that. The first thing I kind of wanted to touch on, right, is kind of just updating things as far as on the defensive end, right? Uh, I'm looking at some of the drills, man. Hey, one thing I wanted to address was, hey, I know we just starting camp, but Mr. Hankins is gonna have to go ahead and get himself into some shape. Yeah, I was looking at one drill, man. It was a get off drill, and he was jumpy. He was kind of jumpy all sides. And from my experience playing that position, that same exact position, that usually comes from not only a lack of reps, just being new, but some conditioning as well, right? When you're tired, you start doing things that sometimes you may be out of character of doing, right? But it's early, and I'm pretty sure that as a vet like Jonathan Hankins, he will correct, but we do know that man has to get in shape. Looking at the defense, man, of course, we have our safeties as hurt, Donovan Wilson, Israel Mukwamo, right? This is a chance for your younger safeties to show improve, right? Where your future at? Curse is coming up in contract. Hooker, Hooker will be here, but you got to think about the future though, right? Now Donovan Wilson is here, but you do have to think about the future, right? And Mike McCarthy loved his safeties. We have 3 on the field the majority of the time. Shoot, with Israel playing, you damn near had like a tweener, so you probably have 4. So it ain't like the better you are as far as being versatile, the more chance that you got of getting on that field. Now, some say that Kelvin Joseph should be like a safety, right? I still believe that he could play corner, but him getting safety reps and him playing in that nickel early on in mini camp, right? That was just to see comfort level and ability. But nonetheless, man, safeties like Marquise Bell, all the other younger safety, it's their time to shine. It's their time to go ahead, man, and see, are you the future? Can we save money? Because we got more contracts to give out. So we got to go cheap in other areas. And we're going to talk about that, especially the Zach Martin situation. Oh, we're gonna dig into that. But Trayvon Diggs, right? He has a toe injury. Said to not been bad. Right? He just precautionary. He'll be out for a little bit. This is a chance for Nashawn Wright to step up. This is a chance for Bland to get more reps. This is a chance for Kevin Joseph to step up. This is a chance to get your rookie CB some more opportunities, right? So it ain't all bad because they're going to take their precaution with Stephon Gilmore because he's a vet, right? And even though he does need time in and he needs his reps, he doesn't need as many reps as the young guys, man, because that man, he knows what he's doing. He's been there, done that. He's proven. So our thing is getting Gilmore into the season. That's our thing. Look, I'll be honest with y'all, right? It seems like every time I log into the app and look at what's going on in training camp, I'm looking at number 25 just get toasted. Now, I know we're not in pads, but I'll be honest with you, that's not really a good look for every single day. Yeah, you got that interception. But we live in a business, man, of what have you done for me lately type of business, man. That man been getting cooked. Now, I would say that, yeah, the receivers that's cooking them is, you know, top echelon, the upper echelon, CD Cooks. But if you're gonna get on the field, you're gonna be seeing that type of quality of wide receiver, and you getting cooked, because we come from an off season of KJ getting cooked last year, and now from what I'm seeing my guy Nashawn getting cooked. CJ Stroud. It's a long way, Eastside. It's a long way, man. You can look good in camp, but we know that season a different beast. You know that. You know that, sir. You know that, sir. But yeah, man. For Nashawn and Kelvin Joseph, this they last year to kind of show, I believe. Now, I would say that if they had to choose between either one of them to keep, they gonna keep Kelvin Joseph just because of not only the special teams, but the talent and the resources that were used to acquire him, a second round pick. So I believe that they are in competition. Now you got your corners you got Diggs, you got Gilmore, Lewis, Bland, right? You got your four, and then you got the rookie. So you like, where is room for either one of them? We gonna, hey, if you could play both spots, if you could play safety, if you could play corner, if you could play multiple positions, they're gonna keep you. They'll go long at a certain position. They may go longer and keep 6 and take out and maybe go short at another position, maybe go short at a safety, right? Just to go ahead, man, and have that versatility in that secondary, man. Because injuries do happen. People get banged up. So you got to have depth. So I believe not only do they show that their lack of patience with both of them, right? Because in your third year, you got to show something. Third year, you got to show something. So both of them is on the clock. Both of their time is ticking. And if they're not showing up in camp, they gone. But if they're gonna go long and keep that 6, that competition is between them two. And so far from what I'm seeing the Sean Wright get cooked. That's in the back of their head, because that show was in the back of my head, even with the pads not being on. So they fighting for their jobs, they fighting for their livelihoods out there right now, man. So they can't afford to just be having, flash plays, just being getting cooked like that. Now I know stuff like that happens though, but I'll be honest with y'all. If I had to choose right now, even though we frustrated with KJ, I'm choosing Kelvin Joseph just off of what he can do. Just off of ability. Just off of he's showing that even though he wouldn't provide much value on the field as far as being a corner thus far, he definitely was one of our special team aces, though. That's all I'm saying, man. Now, linebacker, been seeing that Leighton been trying to get some work in with Durden, the D-line coach. That just tells me about the multiple looks that Dan Quinn is about to run. That just tells me about the versatility and that we're going to bring some heat. That we're going to show teams different looks. Micah gonna be playing 2 levels. Now I wouldn't say expect Leighton to be playing no DN. I'm not saying that. But for them to learn how to rush and get off blocks, that just go ahead and just help, make their blitzing that much better, man. Because we do got effective blitzers. Leighton showed the ability to get home. Micah definitely can get home. And definitely DeMarvion Overshown can get home, right? So we have effective blitzers from the second level. So them just working on their craft to be able to get home is just going to go ahead and add another dimension and add another element to the pressure. Because one thing is for sure, with Mike McCarthy having 3 wide receivers that you have to worry about, and hopefully the 4 and 5 is also threats as well, because y'all know how he likes to run his packages, right? You can't double. You got to pick your poison. Who you want to take out? And having Cooks over the top is what? Going to allow this defense to even have more opportunities to rush the passer and getting and addressing the D-line, addressing the physicality part of the equation, trying to fix the interior, trying to fix that heart, that physicality, because I best to be seeing some hitting. When them pads come on, y'all, I best be seeing some hitting. I best be seeing some nitty-gritty. We getting physical. We getting ugly down there. Because there's no way. We got to set that tone early, man. We done got pumped. So when you can go ahead, man, and put points and play ahead and be able to stop the run, that's going to provide them opportunities for us to go ahead, man, and get home and potentially have an even better pass rush year than we did the previous year. Jay Bird, it's been a minute. We back, Jay Bird. We back. We back. So I'm excited, y'all, right? I'm listening to Jerry Jones, right? When he asked, because Jerry Jones loved to go ahead and put high expectations on his team, right? And we love to underachieve them high expectations, though. But one thing that I've been seeing in the interviews thus far of Jerry Jones, he's been watching his mouth lately. And I ain't gonna lie, even though I love when Jerry Jones talk that stuff, I think Jerry knows this. Let me go ahead and keep it quiet. Hopefully we can fly under the radar, because I know this team can do things. It's just a matter of, will we do good things? Will we do big things? Will this thing be pieced together? Because I tell y'all, I don't see, there's nothing on this team, and especially with the NFC conference, there's nothing that you can see on this team to stop us if we put it all together from getting all the way. Now, we looked at now, they're going to be like, but we said that last year. Well, we didn't expect to be getting treated like food stamps in the run game, right? We had the talent. We thought that Gallup was going to come back. It provided us, well, guess they say he just wasn't healthy. He wasn't the same. We thought that eventually when we had T.Y. Hilton and Gallup had more games on his belt, that would have been enough for the weapons. But I guess that wasn't enough. And I'll be honest with you, y'all. Did we have enough to get to where we wanted to go? I'll still say yeah. But did we have the mindset to get to where we wanted to go? And I will tell you no. That's why you go draft a Deuce Vaughn, a Mozzie Smith, a Viliami. That's why you draft a Schoonmaker, to go ahead and help with the culture that we already try to put in place. Yeah, that Seattle Seahawks team that Dan Quinn had, they weren't no sissies. They had a particular mindset that we hoping this team can create on their own. So now looking at this D-line, y'all, there's going to be some odd men that's going to be out, right? The way we deep, I don't know. Is it Bohanna? Is it Golston? I'll be honest with you, y'all. From what they trying to do with Viliamu Fahoku, I think Golston is the odd man out. If I had to give you one name right now, because what they trying to do with them is what they was trying to do with Golston, but it hasn't panned out. Whether it been with lack of opportunities or not, I'm not saying that Golston can't produce, but I'm saying thus far, right? And what we have brought, that just tells me that Golston might be the odd man out in this D-line equation. Unless we just go so deep and we just keeping all of them and we go short on the back end. You know, you got Bohannon. Now, I would love for Bohannon to still be a part of this equation because I believe in having them 4D tackles, right? With O's. Now, I'll tell you like this. I believe Neville Gallimore is definitely out of the equation. He didn't have plenty of opportunities and have failed thus far. And I don't think that he's just fit. He's just too inconsistent. So I believe that Neville Gallimore is probably first. So the thing about it is, we don't know how this training camp is going to play out. But we can trade and address situations if need be with one of these D tackles. So we're not going to be quick to get rid of the D tackles, though. We're going to go ahead and just be quick. But I just say instead of cutting, see if you can get some value from one of them because we're very deep, y'all. We are very deep on the D line. The D line that we talking about might be the odd man out, can play on other teams and be in a rotation in other teams. That's how stacked we are at the D line. Now, I'm not a big fan of Neville Gallimore as a Cowboy, right? But I know that Neville Gallimore can be in a rotation on other teams, though. Yeah, staying clean. And that's why, though, Jay Bird, right? That's why I would love for Bohannon to stay, to have that 4 rotation of Smazzy Smith, Hankins, Osa, and Bohannon. But I understand that maybe one of them got to go. Well, hopefully they don't got to go. Hopefully we can go ahead and keep the practice squad because we're deep, y'all. We're deep. All of them can't stay. You got what? Sam. You got D-Law, Dorrance, Fahoku. We deep. And then you got the D tackles that I named. Golston, Neville. Very deep there, y'all. And I know that they kind of consider Micah Parsons like a tweener, like a D-line / linebacker. So that will also affect the depth and being able to maybe sneak in an extra one, right? Because we know that Micah is still going to go ahead and get more edge opportunities than he will traditional linebacker opportunities. I mean, that's just to be the smart thing to do. To have Micah come forward instead of going backwards. Now, we know Micah can go backwards, but we know that Micah is most effective when it's in front of him, he go get it. It's just like Donovan Wilson. We don't want Donovan Wilson going backwards. We want Donovan Wilson coming forward. So I'm excited to see what we do with them because this D-line is very deep. But I personally, especially the way that we were getting manhandled on the defensive line in the interior, I would love to see Bohannon get another shot to be in a rotation because we know that Hankins can't play the majority of the plays, right? You know, we know that Mozzie, I don't see Mozzie playing 50, 60 right now, right? And then you got Osa. Osa need a breather, right? So, especially with them too, I would love to see Bohannon just be there, just have something, right? Just to be able to be a presence, right? Because he got size, man. Just with Mozzie, Hankins, and Bohannon, just with them 3 guys, that's 1,000 pounds right there. That's 1,000 pounds with just them 3 guys. So if you want to go ahead, man, and fix something, you got to go ahead and bring somebody with an attitude, and you got to bring some size there because them little 290-pound D tackles, them little 300-pound D tackles, man, that's just not gonna cut it. Well, what that's not gonna cut it with us, y'all. That's just the reality of the situation, man. You know, as far as stopping this run, it's just not gonna cut it, man. At this nose guard. And we know that the history of Dan Quinn, he got them big boys up in there. Mebane, McDaniel, Rasheed Hangerman, right? Them was all big nose tackles that he has had in the past, right? Them is what? Them is 330 plus right there. So we know he likes them big boys. And even though the NFL is a passing league, he's still not opposed to having all them big boys in. And now with Mozzie Smith having that athleticism to be able to push the pocket, that's you able to go ahead and keep a big boy in that just in case they want to go ahead and sneak something, you still got some snides to go ahead and have him carry two bodies at the time as he gets to the quarterback. Because the most important thing, man, is as Jay Bird said, keeping them linebackers clean and pushing that pocket, man, so the quarterback can't step up. So Michael Parsons can go ahead and finally get them 20 sacks that he desires. If it was going to happen, y'all, if Michael was going to get that 20, this year is the best year for him to get that 20, man. He packing that locker, Bird. Ooh, yeah. You do, yeah. Because if they gonna play him, if they gonna go ahead, man, and have Neville at that 3 tech though, Bird, then I would like to see Neville shed a little bit of that weight, get some of that quickness back. You know, because man, especially at Oklahoma, man, when he was kind of in that about that thrill. I mean, I know he got bigger and he developed in his grown man body. So I know the weight, the muscle mass, all that comes into play, but I think he might have been carrying a little bit too much for him because they was trying to go ahead, man, and had that versatility of him being able to play the 1 and the 3. But if they're gonna keep him, I think they should just if Dan Quinn wants to keep him, then he just needed to strictly play the 3 because him in that run game, him having them responsibilities of that. See, he's more of a gap shooter than going ahead and keeping them free. He got to shoot them gaps, right? So that's why I'm thinking, especially when Sharif Floyd said that instead of we're gonna focus more on putting our hands on the lineman and kind of going ahead, man, and playing with some shock in the hands and being more physical and playing that run. That's why I would come to the assumption that Neville Gallimore would be about he wouldn't be in play because that's honestly not his game, right? He's more of a shooting that gap type of a D lineman, as you would say, a 3 tag, just getting a field, right? See, Osa can go ahead, man, and probably do both. He can do both. Mozzie can do both. Hankins, we know he gonna keep free. Bohanna, he gonna go ahead and keep the backers free, right? So Neville Gallimore brings another dimension though. But I think I think that's part of the reason why they got rid of Tristan Hill, because Tristan Hill was more of a get up the field type of player though. Wasn't gonna really add much value in going ahead and keeping them linebackers free unless he got up there and caused disruption. And I think that's what it is with Neville Gallimore. So also, I think probably that style is going to come into play too as well, that style of play. And it's going to be interesting though, because I think that style of play, I think they're going ahead and keeping some things a secret. Ghost of Fahoko may make both Gallimore and Bohannon obsolete. I'm excited to see Fahoko because I remember, man, I'm looking at some training camp highlights. I seen Fahoko. He was out there, man, playing defensive end, and then the next play, he went inside at D tackle, right? And that is what the plan that they said they had in motion, though. So I'm excited to see in preseason where he starts off at, right? Because right now, he ain't got the body right now to go ahead and play no no full-time D tackle. But seeing how they trying to add more weight to him and to his body, I still think that he can go ahead and still be able to play a little bit of end on some rundowns, right? You know, when they got the big boy packages in, man, you need somebody to go ahead, man, to be physical and shoot them hands, man, play with some shot. I think he can do it. But yeah, he's more of a development though. I don't have too many expectations for him. You know, hopefully he can crack the rotation, but I don't really have too many expectations for him this year. If he does bring something to the table, that'll be an added bonus. If the young guys can step up, that'll be an added bonus. But I'm mainly counting on him for moves that they're gonna be making next year because there's probably gonna be some twists. There's probably gonna be some movement after the end of this year. So I'm interested to see kind of what they're gonna do with that, you know. But it's gonna be interesting though. It's gonna be interesting. The competition though, that competition is very high, very high, very high. Man, I'm out here looking at them shooting their hands on them pads. You can just feel the pads, man. You can just hear them pads, you know. So they popping them, man. They showing something. But let's shoot to this offense, man. So at first, man, I didn't know if it was true. Listening to Jerry speak about Zach Martin, but I still didn't see the video. But I've been seeing other bloggers post that same quotation, remarks that Jerry has said about Zach Martin. Pretty much, man, what it was, hey, you're not getting paid. We've been paying you the way we've been paying you your value, which is one of the best guards in the NFL, and we got other people to play. Now we got love for you, and you are a huge part of this offense, especially this offensive line, and we need you. But we're not gonna go ahead and just keep giving you this money when we got other people to play. So my thing is, right? See, now when I made my video, I was for giving that man some more money, man. But then when I look at it and I hear Jerry Jones speak on it, how he spoke on it, I can understand it though, because yeah, you got to pay CD, you got to pay Micah, right? You got to come because you getting fined, and I know if now when he come back, I know that they gonna now if he come back and don't get paid, now we know they're gonna erase them fines. Now we know he ain't gonna get fined. You know they're gonna erase it though, but I understand where Jerry coming from. You know, I ain't gonna lie, I do understand it, right? Because he's still getting paid as one of the best guards in the NFL, right? So I mean, they might tamper with it though, but also you can't play with that cap knowing that Micah Parsons is probably going to be probably the highest paid defensive player ever to get paid once it's time for him to get paid. And we know good and well we ain't about to sit over there and play with that. We ain't going to play with Micah money. We know we ain't about to play with Micah money. So if Zach Martin is going to go ahead, man, and do that to try to get more money, and that's going to impact Micah, then we going to good and well probably not see him getting paid. We're gonna good and well not see him. Hold on real quick, y'all. Let me hold on real quick. Let me see what's going on. Hold on. So you go home and then you just come back and then you do that thing at 8:30. Yeah, I had to handle something real quick, y'all. But yeah, man, back to the Zach Martin situation though. We addressed it. They now I've been seeing will this offense suffer without Zach Martin? It's a blow. It's a blow, but to say it will suffer and we won't be as effective if he doesn't come back in time or we miss him, I'm gonna have to disagree with it. Zach Martin makes us one of the best offensive lines because we really like you got pretty much Pro Bowlers all across that line right now with Zach Martin in there. You Tyler Smith, a Pro Bowler, future Hall of Famer. Tyron, Pro Bowler, future Hall of Famer. Biotish, he's a Pro Bowler. I don't know about future Hall of Famer, but he's a Pro Bowler. Zach Martin, future Hall of Famer, Pro Bowler. Terrence Steele, Pro Bowler. You got one of the best offensive lines with or without Zach Martin, but it's better with Zach Martin. It's complete with Zach Martin. But let's be honest with you, all right? It seemed like, okay, yeah, Zach Martin is probably our best player on offense, right? But it seems like when we have Tyron Smith, everything is just that much better. And if we don't have Zach Martin, we still got Tyler Smith at left guard. We still got Terrence Steele, which is I'm impressed at him being back so early and in the mix so early. Even Tony Pollard, they back so early and looking good for them being back so early. I'm impressed with that. This offensive line is still gonna be good, y'all. Now you would have to worry about, okay, who's gonna play guard? We're gonna have to probably put that rookie in at guard. We're gonna have to put that rookie in at guard that we drafted from North Carolina. You know, he might got some growing pains though, but it ain't like this off. But with that getting the ball out, 3-step drop and getting in the way, I don't think that it will go ahead, man, and be to the detriment though of the offense though. That's just my honest take on it though, right? And especially, man, them not having to go ahead, man, and pack that box up when you got 3 wide receivers, man, who are threats at all 3 levels. You can't pack that box, man. You can't pack that box. So I think that's kind of why Jerry Jones is kind of pushing that line, if it's true, which I believe so. But then I heard that Jerry, I guess when he did his, what was it? Man, was it an interview or was he at the press conference? It was one of them, man. He wasn't really trying to speak on that situation. That's why I was kind of in the fence in the middle of believing that, right? Because all I did see was, I like to see the video to confirm it, to believe it. But I've been seeing everybody post it like it's true. And to be honest with you, the way things is going, it's looking like it's true. Because you see, he didn't play around with Trayvon Diggs. Trayvon Diggs got his money. He didn't play around with him. And I would think that he wouldn't want to play around with Zach Martin either, though. But I also understand, though, that you can't play around with Michael Parsons either. Because who would I rather have, Michael Parsons or Zach Martin? I would rather have Michael Parsons. Because we're not going to act like top 3 offensive lines win Super Bowls. People said that the Eagles offensive line was the best offensive line in the NFL, so they say. Did they win him a Super Bowl? Absolutely not. So offensive lines don't win Super Bowls. But it's nice to have you a very good one, though. The Tennessee Titans had them a good offensive line for a while. They ain't won one. Cleveland Browns, them a good offensive line. They ain't won one. You still can get your quarterback touch. Detroit, good offensive line. They ain't win nothing. So, but even with that, because you can always hide the weakest link. And the weakest link would be anybody trying to replace Zach Martin. But you can hide that, though. You can help that. So But now if Tyron Smith ain't in the equation, then I think Jerry Jones will probably have a little bit more urgency in addressing that situation, to be honest with you, you know. And it ain't like one play can't change it all, because it can, because we have been experiencing Tyron Smith missing a lot of time lately. But right now, man, we got it going on. He's in the fold, and even though injuries are part of the game, we expect him to be here. Michael still has 2 seasons under contract. Yeah. Yes. Yeah, because what? Dak getting what? That 50? Dak get ready to get that 50 next year? Whoo! I'm gonna tell y'all like this, man. Dak better earn it. Hey, if Dak gonna come back next year, man. If Dak gonna come back next year, y'all, he best to show. He got to show something this year, man. He got to show something this year. That's all I'm gonna say. They're gonna be like, yeah, Dak been cool. Yeah, he been cool. But now we talking a different ball game. Now we talking a different tax bracket now. Now I know the salary got to be going up, but if we're gonna pay a quarterback 50 mil, man, he got to be able to help us get over that hump. And we've been one game and out, and win one game and out. He got to get over that hump. And we ain't gonna get over that hump until Dak Prescott get us over that hump. We can make as many adjustments and many additions as possible. But in order to get to that promised land that we've been trying to get for all so long, it's going to have to be on the shoulders of 4. Whoo! Whoo! Woo! Woo! Man, I give a quarterback that. Man, if I give a quarterback that, he got to get me over that hump, y'all. He got the pieces to get me over that hump, y'all. You got 3 very good wide receivers. And the competition in camp is who going to be 4 or 5. And the way Mike McCarthy run his system, probably 6. You got 2 tight ends. You got speed at running back. They're going to put the screen game back in, especially with Deuce Vaughn and TP. There's no excuses, y'all. I'm sorry, y'all. No excuses, man. Dak Prescott is set up for success. The offensive line is there. Look, you ain't going to have Zeke. You ain't got that bell cow running back right now. But in today's age, you don't need it. That man's set up for success, man. Oh, God dang. That man getting paid, y'all. That man getting paid, y'all. That man getting paid, y'all. He got to get us over the hump. He got to. Got to. But one thing that I'm seeing with the addition of Cooks is how CeeDee Lamb speaks on him with reverence. I've been seeing CeeDee Lamb speak on a lot about Cooks. I've been seeing Dak speak on Cooks. I've been seeing Cooks coming in and providing a vet presence, man, somebody, man, who done played with some of the best quarterbacks to ever play this game, and knowing what it takes and what they demand of their quarterbacks, and that'll be some information not only they can give to CeeDee Lamb, but to Dak Prescott. I see Cooks, man, the way he gets in and out of his breaks, the way he runs his routes, man. He's helped set the standard of, hey, this is how it's done. This is what it takes to win. This is what needs to be done. This is what we expect out of this team. CeeDee Lamb, he understands that CeeDee Lamb is still 88 and still, you know what I mean, the top dog when it's all said and done. But even CeeDee Lamb needs somebody to go ahead, man, and give him some game, give him some information, give something to go to. He was able to do that with Amari Cooper. He wasn't able to really do that with nobody other than T.Y. when he came in late last year, right? So now he's able to get that in the off season. Just somebody to give him a helping hand, because everybody needs somebody, right? Somebody to give him some information to go ahead, man, and take him to the next level. And I believe he's getting that with Cooks. You know, Cooks, man, Cooks is cooking right now, man. Cooks looking good out there. Cooks looking good out there, man. And I'm not worried about being able to take advantage of his speed, because Mike McCarthy has shown, especially with Jordy Nelson, Greg Jennings, that he'll go ahead, man, and go over the top on you. So I'm not worried about him taking care of it, because there's no way that you get somebody like Brandon Cooks and you don't take advantage of his speed. There's no way. There's no way. No way, Jose. No way, Jose. Now I've been seeing Dak Prescott, man. I know it wasn't too much, but I've been seeing him go ahead, getting the ball out a little bit quick, checking it down. And that's what he's going to have to do, man. He's going to have to keep them chains moving, y'all. Right? I don't care how much the defense has improved. Dak Prescott is going to have to keep that offense on that field, man. We need to be seeing more of that offense than that defense this year, y'all. You know, there's going to be times, man, where, hey, it's just not clicking, and I understand that. But, you know, regardless of the adversity, he going to have to go ahead, man, and help get us over the top, y'all. Looking at these running backs, y'all, Deuce Vaughn. Hey, man, I'm excited to see about Deuce Vaughn, man. I'll be honest with y'all, and I keep saying this to the day. Now, I know I've been seeing kind of switching with them and getting them number 2 reps with Ronald Jones and Deuce Vaughn. It's Deuce Vaughn's job to lose, y'all. I'm looking at Deuce Vaughn getting some screens in the goal line. You're going to see that. I believe that the way that the Eagles use Darren Sproles, I believe that they're going to do just that with Deuce Vaughn. I'm just going to be honest with you, right? I believe, man, everybody's fighting for that 3rd running back spot, because this is Deuce Vaughn's spot, man. For what he brings to the table, for the way Mike McCarthy, and then I caught this too. And we already talked about that, y'all. We already been talked about that. Mike McCarthy called his running back perimeter players. So guess what? We're going to be doing a lot of running on the perimeter, y'all. We're going to be doing a lot of outside zones. We're going to be doing a lot of getting your running backs in space. So I don't think a bruiser still will be used and necessary. I think it'll be better to be able to digest it better if we can fully say that one of these running backs can go ahead and pass protect. I'll be honest with you right now. Deuce Vaughn on this roster right now is probably your best pass protector. He gonna stick his nose in there. Hey, he gonna chop them legs up. This is facts. He gonna throw his body around. Now, it wouldn't be wise to keep having him do it, though, but Deuce Vaughn will do it, though. Now, that's why we talked about Lepke. Hopefully, he can go ahead, man, and make the roster and being able to go ahead, man, and give us some goal line carries. Give us to go ahead, man, 3rd, 4th down, man. We got to go bruise something up, man. Now, somebody like him, man, that can do that, can remind me of, let me give you these fullbacks. The 49ers fullback, I think Tony, Fiametta did that. Man, there's another fullback, man. I can't think of his name. And I'm thinking modern too. I can't think of his name, man. Is it Baltimore, Texas, man? It ain't Vontae Leach. But anywho, man, but y'all get the drift, man. Somebody, man, that can bang, that can catch, and that can run and that can block in special teams. That'll be his saving grace of making the roster. If he can do all of them, and we know and we believe that he can, and we're not really needing him to do much. To be honest with you, we're not really needing him to do much, right? So him being able to run a little bit and having him back there will go ahead and help disguise that pass protection because they're gonna be like, oh man, he back there for pass, so you can't be predictable like that. But y'all remember how Mike McCarthy, man, used John Kuhn, right? When it was getting to the NFC Championship game, man. John Kuhn would go in there and bang. John Kuhn, some games would get 10 plus carries, especially them goal line. John Kuhn will mess around, man, and get 2-3 touchdowns in the game. It only touched the ball 5 times. So Mike McCarthy ain't above that. That's why I think that Matt Lepke does have a good chance of making this team. You know, but I just believe it's the Tony Pollard and Deuce Vaughn show. That's what I honestly believe because you can do so much. Now I know Turpin. Look, if Turpin could do some things, man, that'll be nice because we got so much speed. What's his name? I think it's Tyron Johnson or Tyler Johnson. One of them Johnsons. He's fast. Turpin fast. You brought in Cooks, so you got speed to work with at that wide receiver position. So we know that speed was a thing, but I think Turpin fighting for his life right now, right? Because, hey, we no longer, hey, look, Deuce Vaughn can return punts. Deuce Vaughn can return kicks. But Deuce Vaughn is also going to go ahead, man, and provide some running back, some offense. So, but I'm still not opposed of keeping Turpin, no. You know, but Turpin gonna have to show in preseason that he could be an effective wide receiver. And if I believe he can do that, I believe that wide receiver 5 or maybe even 6 could be his. But he has to show that wide receiver value because, hey, his job is threatened with Deuce Vaughn. It's threatened, y'all. It is threatened. It is threatened. Yes, sir. Right, Bird. Right. Facts. He our quarterback. And we accept that. And we want him to succeed. We want him to bring that ring. But he got to show it. He got to show and prove. He got to do it. It ain't like he can't do it. Like I said, if Jalen Hurts can get his team, to the bowl, Dak Prescott most certainly can get his team to the bowl. And Dak Prescott can actually win in the bowl. But he got to do it. That's who I had in my mind. Mike Osler. Yep, there we go. That's I knew it. Yep, there we go. That's exactly who I had in my mind. This team is going to be interesting, y'all. I think what's going to shock most of us, though, is probably that running back position, man. How it's going to look so different than years past. We've always had the DeMarcos, Marion Barbers, Eeks, Emmons. We always had all of them taking the load off the team. But this running back position that we got this year, the type of running backs that we had, it's going to be something different. It's going to take a minute to probably adjust for some people. But I believe it's a necessary change. And it's a change that probably should have been had because y'all remember, man, we've been talking about this, man. We were like, hey, man, we love Zeke, though, but Zeke is going to waste with Mike McCarthy because he just don't run the ball like that. He just don't emphasize running the ball. So I think Jason Garrett leaving was probably the worst thing for Zeke. You know, so But Zeke added value in the passing game, and Zeke added value in pass protection. And Jerry loved Zeke, and Jerry loved the income Zeke brought. So of course, I guess it was a no brainer on a business and a Dak Prescott type of thing to keep Zeke. So, but it's a new era running backs, y'all. New era running backs. It's a new era of running backs. And it's been proven that the teams with the best running backs doesn't necessarily win the Super Bowl. This has been a fact for the past few Super Bowls. But you got to get to that quarterback. Got to have a good defense. Got to have a quarterback, man, that can make them throws in crunch time. When it matters the most, quarterback got to make them plays, man. You see Patty Mahomes do it. You see Stafford did it. You see Brady did it. If Matt Stafford can win a bowl, y'all, Dak Prescott can win a bowl. Honestly, he can. But he got to do it, though. We've been waiting. We've been waiting for quite some time, y'all. And it's here. It's here. What we going through right now is nothing. Zach Martin will be back. People may call him selfish. He got to look out for himself. We understand that. But with or without Zach Martin, the expectations do not change. And Zach Martin, he going to want to be a part of this. Zach Martin, man, hey, look, man, I see right through Zach Martin, man. Zach Martin going to come back, contract or not. I think they'll work something out. He might get a little bit of a bonus or something like that. Nothing too much. But Zach Martin going to be here. I ain't worried about that. And quite frankly, Zach Martin don't need the reps. He ain't missing out on nothing. Let's go ahead and get Zach Martin a little bit of training camp. He ain't need no preseason. He going to be right there ready to go. Give him some pads and practice. He going to be right there ready to go. So this is not a situation to panic over. This is far from a situation to panic over. The situation that you should have been thinking about was probably Trayvon Diggs, but that situation was resolved quickly. So the only thing that we got to worry about is showing up. Because I'm going to say this and I'm going to say this again. Who going to beat them Cowboys this year is themselves. There's not a team out there that can definitively say we better than the Cowboys. We got the coaching, we got the players, we got the continuity, the locker room. We ain't hearing no BS in the locker room. You got players that you drafted coming in with the right mindset of team first. We had a lot of selfish individuals. Let's be honest with you. DeMarcus Lawrence was selfish. Michael Parsons was selfish, y'all. Let's be real. Armstrong, your DNs was selfish last year. Wanted to go ahead and get sacks instead of making and it ain't like I said, it ain't like they couldn't do it because we know that DeMarcus Lawrence is excellent against the run. But the man wanted to go ahead, man, and damn near go vegan. He wanted to damn near go vegan and get to the quarterback. Boy, if you don't put that little if you don't get back to eating some of them burgers, man, and you put that little 5-7 pounds back on, man, and get back to your roots of being that complete defensive end. Now, I know that you're not who you were. You might have lost maybe a half a step. But you still can play ball, and you still are effective DN, and you still are a very good DN. You have to get back to your roots, though, and stop that run. If Cam Jordan can do it for the New Orleans Saints, DeMarcus Lawrence can definitely do it for the Dallas Cowboys, man. Come on. It's about time, man, that we got to go ahead and just address it. You brought team players in. Mozzie Smith, ever since he been getting in, he been talking about the team, what the team asked for me. Oh, I can do this. I know I can get to the quarterback, but I wanted to win games at Michigan and with the Cowboys. So I know that in order to do that, I have to go ahead, man, and be a presence in the run game. Schoonmaker, team first. You know that you can't be on the field for hardball unless you blocking. And he did just that. DeMarvion Overshown, team player, passionate. Deuce Vaughn, team player, passionate. He gonna do whatever it takes. Junior Fahoku, team player. You bringing in all these team players. Everybody, even Michael Parsons took a step back, like, hold up. I know I need to be a better leader, and I know I need to set the tone. And one thing that we were weak at, and what ultimately kind of ended us, was our ability to be tough and handle and answer against the run. So we doing just that. And so I hope these players can get back to their roots and stop and run first. So you can enjoy yourself in the pass. It's going to be easier to do that because your offense is equipped to put up points, y'all. Literally every single level can score. Your tight ends are going to attack the middle of that field. Your running backs you got 2 at minimum home run hitters at running back. You have explosive playmakers. Gallup is supposed to be healthy and get back to how he's supposed to be. You have at minimum 3 playmakers. A lot of teams maybe have 2 or even 1. You have 3. You have 3. And you have a quarterback who can add a dimension and run the ball as well and extend the plays with his legs. There is no excuse why we shouldn't be putting up 24 to 30 points. And why this defense can't have, because hey, when your offense is scoring, you ain't got to worry about the run. But there's going to be a time where you're going to have to worry about the run, and you're going to have to go ahead and squeeze out the run. And at times, man, where the offense was maybe struggling a little bit, and maybe turning the ball over a little bit, the teams were running the ball on us. The Jaguars started running a little bit. The Green Bay started running a little bit. Chicago had their way. It's no excuse. It's no excuse on why we can't get this done, y'all. Facts. Jay Bird, no excuse for that man this year, Jay Bird. No excuse for that man this year, Jay Bird. None at all. I'm not making, nope, he just got to get it done. You know, people said, oh, he ain't had what he had his rookie year. Okay, fine. Okay, we understand he ain't got Dez, Witt, and Cole Beasley and Zeke. Primes. Okay, and with a good offense. Okay. But now you done had your best talent. Right now, it's probably the best talent he done had from top to bottom that he's ever had in his Dallas Cowboy career. The best talent that he's ever had in his Dallas Cowboy career. From top, tight end, wide receiver, running back, and offensive line, all put together with a seasoned offensive coordinator, and you a seasoned quarterback who done pretty much seen it all now. This is the best that he's had to work with, so we expect the best results. Even if the defense wasn't on their game, that shouldn't stop you. If you got to outscore them and put up 35 to win this game, we expect that from what the talent that you have. You got a risk taker. You got a good punter. You got a risk taker on special teams. We're just trying to figure out who this kicker is. That's what we're trying to figure out. Because I'll tell Jerry this. I think Jerry need to go get one of these kickers, man. You go get one. If you got to trade one of these D tackles and pick or something to get kicker, you need to get one of these kickers. We is too deep to allow a kicker to go ahead, man, and hurt us. Because he could have hurt us last year. You see the good offenses, what do they have? Good kickers. Buffalo, Chiefs. When the Rams was having a good offense, the Rams. In order to equate to having a complete offense, that kicker is essential. So you going and being cheap at kicker, it's not going to cut it this year, Jerry. So you can go ahead, man, and experiment all you want to. That's cool for training camp. But I tell you what, Jerry, if we looking at our kicker missing this and this, and it ain't looking good preseason, hey, before that season start, Jerry, I'm going to expect for you to go ahead, man, and trade for one of these kickers, man. And it ain't like one of these teams ain't willing to give them up, because they are. It may cost a little bit, but hey, You seeing kickers and punters being drafted in the 4th and the 5th round now. So they're going ahead, man, and applying resources to get these kickers and to get these special team aces. So Jerry, you out there trying to go ahead, man, and spend and giving coupons to get these kickers, man. You trying to buy one, get one free with these kickers, man. That ain't gonna cut it, man. That ain't gonna cut it. That ain't gonna cut it, man. This buy one, get one free, that ain't gonna cut it, man. No, 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 no. If you want to be where you want to be, man, like Donnell Jones, kicker, man. Because if you look at it, that's probably the weakest link on this team right now. It's kicker. Kicker is the weakest link, not the running. It's kicker. We made our weaknesses turn into strengths. We just got to put it all together. Kicker is what could hold this team back. You got a punter. You got the punter. You need that kicker. So don't think, Jerry, that we forget. Don't mess this season up by not getting a kicker. So you can go ahead, man, and give them boys a shot. But you might have to get one of these vets, man, that's still available, that's on the street, or you have to trade for one, man. I'd rather have a vet who's been there and done that, who may be a little bit older in the tooth, that's proven of making big kicks in big time situations, than a young man trying to figure out a young man if he can do it or he can't do it. We don't have that patience. Not this year, man. Look, I ain't got no patience, y'all. I don't have no patience with this team. I don't. Not this one. This team is too good. This team is too good, y'all. This team is too good to just be patient. Oh, next year. No, we don't have next year, y'all. We don't. We ain't got next year, y'all. We don't got next year. We got this year. There ain't no next year. There'll never be no next year, man. This is the best opportunity right now. The way that the NFC is, the way that your team is built, this is the best opportunity that you got to win a championship in a long time. And we've been having expectations, and we've been had a couple teams, man, that can make it there. And then if you look at it all said and done, they should have made it there, but they didn't. But from top to bottom, this team right here, I wouldn't call it perfection, but man, you got talent. The team that you got right now ain't going to be like this next year, whether you win it or not. So you got to take advantage of that this year, man. You got to take advantage of the depth that we have, man, because this team is going to look a lot different next year. But you got to go ahead, man, and you got to push through it, man. You ain't going to have, especially with the cap, you ain't going to be able to keep everybody. But you got everybody right now. That's why you continue to try to ace the draft, continue to try to get cheap options when you can. Take advantage of Tyron Smith being back. See, Tyron Smith want that ring, y'all. Why you think he coming back? He know his body be messed up though, but Tyron see like this team is so close. We done got rid of Kellen Moore. We done got we on all three levels, man. We can play. We just got to put it together, and Tyron want to be a part of that. Zach Martin ain't gonna miss it. This team has 2 years in a row of playoff experience. All your young guys, man, is experienced. And then some of your young guys that's coming in has played in the big games. Deuce Vaughn went against Alabama. Schoolmaker was in the playoffs. Mozzie Smith was in the play. So these guys, man, come from big-time programs, man, that play in big games and know what it takes. Got to put this thing all together, man. Facts. It has to be now, Bart. It got to be now. Got to be now. You know, you go against good practice. You go against good fronts in your division. Teams that you may see in the playoffs, man. You get that work in practice and in the division. Washington got some weapons at wide receiver. They just ain't got the quarterback. So you go against. So you see things like this often. You see what you will potentially see often. There's no way that they're not prepared for this moment, and there's no way that they shouldn't execute in the moment. You done been let down 2 years in a row. Eventually, you got to get over the hump. You got to get over the hump. And y'all know that barrier that's on them, man, that's really heavy on them, is that Niner game, man. That first week of October. That's that hump that they're going to want to get over. That's on their back. You know, a lot of them got that game circled. But you got the Jets week 2. So we got to believe we got the Bills this year. So you got teams. So the teams that'll go ahead, man, that you could potentially see in a championship game, if you was to make it there, you're gonna see them this season. You're gonna see them this season. It's time to go, y'all. It's time. It's just time, y'all. It's just time. There's really nothing left else to like do to this team. There ain't nothing that can pump these guys up. They have to see the opportunity at hand. They have to. Because man, not everybody get an opportunity like this. Why do you think Aaron Rodgers went to the Jets? He's seen that opportunity, man. Because he want another opportunity. He only had that opportunity one time. That's why I'm saying it's got to happen this year. Because he know how hard it is to get back there. And you got the perfect opportunity. All the quarterbacks that you got to really worry about is on the AFC side. It's on the AFC side. So that, you got to man that NFC, man. We get perfect competition and perfect preparation to get ready for a nice playoff run early and often during the season. Early and often during the season. So they can't say that we're not battle tested. They can't say that we don't got it. You got an excellent defensive coordinator. You got an offense. You got an excellent offensive coordinator, man, who's a champion. You got champions, man. You got champions, man, on the coaching staff. You got a lot of experience on the roster, in the personnel. Man, it's gotta happen, man. Gotta happen. And I believe that's why Jerry Jones didn't fall for the hype job, because he know that expectation is heavy, but he gonna go ahead, man, and try not to talk himself in that media, and maybe try to go ahead, man, and put some the outside noise, man, and crowd that room up, man. That's what I honestly believe. Man, I can't wait, y'all. Pads is getting ready to come through. They get ready to start hitting. We get ready to start hitting, man. Oh, man, it's here, y'all. Man, preseason in what? 2 weeks? First Cowboy action in 2 weeks. It's here, y'all. It's time to go, man. It's time to play ball, man. It is time to play ball. It is time to play ball. Like I said, and I'll be honest with you, they talking about, is it pressure on Mike McCarthy? To be honest with you, no. Mike McCarthy has had his impact on this team. For whatever reason, he had to be forced to have Kellen Moore on him. He ain't got Kellen Moore on him. Mike McCarthy gonna go out on his own will. He got a defensive coordinator that he trusts. He got coaches that he trusts. Mike McCarthy is gonna go ahead and do his own thing. Now the offense is in your hands, Mike. There ain't no pressure because Mike know he got this. I think the pressure, who really feeling that pressure though to perform, is Rain Dakota. I think that's what the true pressure is on. But you help alleviate that pressure with who you surrounded him by, with the complementary pieces, with a complementary defense. But that true pressure, though, is on Dak. Let's see how he handles it. You see it. You see the way that he talk about it, his interceptions. He know that it was a problem. Whether it was his fault or not, he know them interceptions was a problem. And he know we all looking, we all hoping, we all seeing. What are you going to do? Is you going to shine in the moment or is you going to fall? And if he fall, I'm going to tell you like this, y'all. If Dak Prescott doesn't get it done, and now we even though we come with a critical eye, we'll know if something is Dak's fault or not. But I'm gonna tell you like this: if Dak doesn't handle his business as a quarterback this year, man, they might want to rethink that man this year. They might want to rethink him getting that money next year. They might want to look at that draft, man, and spend some resources to go get one of them quarterbacks coming out. Because you can't use it as an excuse. There's a whole bunch of quarterbacks in the NFL now who would love to have this type of roster, who would love to be under this coaching, who would love to be under this environment, in the lights, playing for the Dallas Cowboys. Whole bunch of them. So if he don't get that thing done this year, y'all, nah, it just ain't gonna work. But I'm ready to go back, man, and look at this Cowboys, look at some more of this Cowboy content, man. I appreciate y'all for coming through. We will be starting to get back into our regular schedule program with these lives, man. We will be starting to get back to our regular schedule program, man. Hey, man, y'all know what time it is, man. Hey, we gonna be busy. We gonna be busy. Hey, and we back, y'all. But y'all have a good rest of y'all Sunday, man. And we up out of here, y'all. Gone.